Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. This is the 2025 Lexus LX 700H Overtrail. It might be just the vehicle that you didn't know you needed. Today I'm going to show you 10 reasons why this beast needs to be in your garage. But before we get started, I want to say a huge thank you to Flo Lexus of Greensboro for the opportunity to film this Lexus. I'll be sure to leave all their contact information, including their website, in the description box below. Number 10 on the list is the unique Overtrail badging and equipment. You really know this thing is intended to go off-road simply by the way it looks. You can see with the black mirrors, black handles, the black arches on the wheel wells, and those big, fat, beefy Toyo tires. You also have black badging up front, but you can tell that this thing is intended to go off-road just by the tires and the badging in and of itself. You also have that glorious Lexus across the back of that light bar right there. You can see the black badging. That indicates that this is the Lexus LX 700H. H, of course, stands for hybrid. Here's a cool little tip. You can deflate and inflate your tires for off-road driving using an integrated air compressor specifically tuned for the LX. This is going to save you from carrying around external bulky equipment. Number 9 is all the driver assist and safety tech. Of course, it's going to have radar cruise, lane mitigation system with the Lexus Safety System 3.0. Of course, it's going to include pre-collision and dynamic radar cruise, all those things, right? But you also have an off-road camera, and you can see here, view under vehicle, and that is turned on for the multi-terrain monitor. And it's got a cool quote-unquote see-through view camera. The see-through view camera, that camera simulates transparency. So it can actually show you rocks, obstacles, and tire placement under the vehicle that you can't physically see from the cabin. That's pretty cool when you're off-roading in this thing. Number 8, smart towing capability. It has a max tow capacity of 8,000 pounds, but what's cool about that is that you have a towing aid that's called trailer sway control with tow mode and transmission cooling optimization. The Overtrail's trailer sway control, it doesn't just brake on individual wheels, it can also adjust the throttle response automatically to stabilize your trailer, so it's brake and throttle. Number 7, exterior rugged refinement. Why is that a big deal? Well, this is something that's super cool. By the way, you have a matte gray Lexus signature Overtrail grill right there. You can see it's linear, where on the F Sport grill it's like it's also the spindle grill shape, but it has a lot of little L's in it. This is linear. You can see it's just flat from left to right. But the Overtrail offers also an exclusive color, and that's what this one is. This is the earth color. You also can get it in black onyx. But what's really cool about the paint is that the paint is self-healing. Minor scratches can quote-unquote heal when they are exposed to sunlight or gentle heat. How cool is that? And the paint also is not just like flat, it's got a little bit of a shine to it. I don't know if you can see the depth of the paint there, but it's like a metallic earth color. That's pretty nifty. We're back inside for number 6 on the list, because number 6 on the list is the incredibly luxurious tech-filled interior. Luxurious because you have this black open wood pour interior trim wood. It is so gorgeous. Of course, you have semi-aniline leather seats that are ventilated and they're heated and, all that stuff. But you also have a nice charging pad here for your Qi wireless charging. Of course, you have a heated steering wheel that's automatic, so it can sense the temperature outside and determine whether or not it needs to activate itself. By the way, your seats are automatic as well. Not only are they heated and ventilated, they automatically will cut on and adjust themselves to the appropriate temperature to your body and to the outside temperature. But You also have this incredible display setup. Let's take a look at that. So you have this combination infotainment screen situation. It's really, really cool because your top one is your main touchscreen, and that's 12.3 inches. And then your bottom one is a 7-inch touchscreen as well. And that one is like super detailed and high definition. The top one is too, but that one is just pretty. It just looks really, really good. You also have an inclinometer. I don't know how to pronounce this word, but it's inclinometer. I don't know if it's inclometer or inclinometer. That shows your incline, it shows your pitch, your roll, your differential locking status. It's all stuff that is perfect for technical off-roading. And that's just in the bottom screen right there. You can also see that you have a G-force monitor right there in the top right. How awesome is that? You also have drive mode select, so you can select between all kinds of drive modes like custom, sport plus, sport, normal, comfort, and eco, and those do make a difference when you're driving. You also have multi-terrain select, drive mode, downhill assist with crawl control, all right there. Number 5 is the reinforced chassis and underbody armor. This is on the GAF body-on-frame chassis, and that's what's shared with the Land Cruiser 300, but you also have armor underneath. You've got skid plates for the engine, skid plates for the fuel tank, and skid plates for the transfer case. The frame is engineered to be 20% more rigid, but it weighs 441 pounds less than the previous LX 570 platform. That's a lot of weight when you're talking about a vehicle of this size, 441 pounds. Okay, I have the hood popped right now, and one of the things you're not going to see under the hood that you would normally see in a traditional vehicle is the car battery. That's because the battery is sealed. It's waterproofed, along with other electrical systems, and that is because this thing has water fording capability. You can drive the LX 700H in up to 27.5 inches of water. Why you would want to drive your $119,000 hybrid Lexus SUV into water up to 27.5 inches is beyond my capability to understand, but if you want to, you can. And that is number 4, water fording capability. Number 3, we're back inside to see the hydraulic suspension system. The suspension system is called AVS, Adaptive Variable Suspension, plus it has electronic KDSS, Kinetic Dynamic Suspension System. Now, Lexus has had KDSS around for a while, and it's a great system. It allows its brains to configure itself in like 630 different ways in order to know the right adjustment for the suspension system to make you as comfortable inside as it possibly can during any type of given driving situation, whether it be through creek beds or rocks or ruts or on a nice highway. But what I wanted to show you is the ride height adjustments, and Lexus or the LX has offered this before as well, but a lot of people don't even know about it. And here's how you operate that feature. You can see here in the top icon, it says L. That's the lowest situation, and I'll show you the different heights. I'll get out and I'll show you the different heights, what they look like from the outside. But L, that's the lowest it goes, and that is perfect for loading and unloading cargo, getting in and out of the vehicle because it's in the lowest setting. That's neutral, and that is one setting up. Right now, the vehicle is actually raising up by itself. Then you go high 1, and then you go high 2. That's the highest setting. I'm gonna point it out, and you can actually watch it. See it? It's moving up. It's like wiggling its way up. I can actually feel it doing this from the inside. Now that the blinking has stopped on that icon, it's in the highest setting right now. Let's hop out and take a look at what that looks like from the outside. And you can see in the video when I was doing it earlier, it was nowhere near that high. Look at the gap, the separation that you have between the fender and the top of that tire there. So that's the high setting. You also have another setting, I think, when you're like water fording and it senses that you're going through water, it will go up in about another inch. So I think technically there's 5 different adjustments. And there's your lowest setting. See, it's actually going down. You can see it going down right now. Look how low that is. So that if I needed to get something in and out of the back, I can really easily access it right now. Or if I needed to get in or out of the vehicle, super accessible. Number 2 is off-road dominance. You've seen Lexus LX, GX models before. You know, they're related to the 4Runner, to the Land Cruiser, and when people dress these things up, they can go everywhere and anywhere and just go forever because they're so stinking reliable. Well, this one comes out of the factory ready to go. You can make a few modifications to it, but its off-road dominance, factory ready, is absolutely incredible. You have 3 different locking differentials. You have a front, you have a center, and you have a rear locking differential. That makes all the difference in the world when you're in nasty, nasty terrain. Those 33-inch tires on 18-inch matte black wheels. Pretty sexy looking if you ask me. Plus when you combine that with crawl control, multi-terrain select, and downhill assist control, it makes for a pretty suitable off-road dominant LX 700H, I would say. Oh, and another cool little quirk, the way to think about crawl control, I have people ask me, what in the world is crawl control? Here's the way to think about crawl control. It's like cruise control off-road. So all you do is activate crawl control, and then you essentially just steer. And the LX knows what to do based on those million different sensors that it has, and it can navigate itself essentially up and down, in and out of crazy places, and all you do is steer. That's crawl control. And number 1 is the hybrid twin turbo V6 powertrain. The thing that and that's why I have the hood up this whole time. The thing about when Lexus announced that they were going to put a twin turbo V6 in a vehicle of this size, I was super skeptical. But in driving it over here, it is unbelievable. It's fuel efficient. It gets like 21 miles per gallon average, but this thing has 457 horsepower and 583 pound-foot of torque. That is ridiculous. 583 torque numbers. Let's take a look at that engine right now. Yeah, for me, this is the most impressive part about the new LX 700H. Like I said, it's a 3.4 liter V6 twin turbo hybrid with 457 horsepower, 583 pound-foot of torque. That's connected to a 10-speed direct shift automatic transmission with full-time 4-wheel drive with Torsen limited slip differential in the center. And like I said, it's got front, rear, and center differentials. The fuel economy is 20 miles per gallon combined. And check this out. Even if the hybrid battery system fails, the LX 700H can still operate solely on gas power, and this is a really rare fail-safe mode in the hybrid world. So if something goes wrong with the hybrid system and you're out in the middle of nowhere, where like you should be in this vehicle, then it can work independently of the electric and the hybrid drive system things and just operate solely on the engine because it has a built-in alternator that's just for the engine itself, something else too. But yeah, it can operate independently in the worst case scenario. How cool is all of that stuff? Okay, everybody, that's gonna do it for our top 10 features of the 2025 Lexus LX 700H twin turbo V6 over trail off-road beast. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. But remember, in spite of all of this stuff, how cool this car is, the most important thing, have a wonderful day, everybody.